All right, welcome to this daily horoscope for April 16th, Thursday. My name is Athan. So today we have the moon going back to its original position here during this last lunar cycle. Over the past 4 weeks, we had the solar eclipse in Pisces, and so this is where the moon is transitioning back into. So in the astrology, essentially what this means is that we're gearing up for that new moon here coming up on Saturday in Aries, but this is the balsamic phase of the lunar cycle, which is about reflection. It's about going within, and especially when it's involving Pisces, mostly relating to what you've learned or what you've gathered about peace, tranquility, going with the flow, trust in the universal plan, these types of Piscean lessons, you might say, during the last lunar cycle. This is the importance of the next 2 days as we approach the new moon, and as we understand more about what we learned, we'll be able to naturally release the old energies of the lunar cycle, which will then make way for the new beginnings here right around the corner. So with Pisces here for the next couple days, take what you've learned about peace, tranquility, bring that into your everyday experience, that present moment experience, and you'll be in flow with this lunar cycle. Now the sun is in Aries too, so I think our intention is very much geared towards our goals and our drives right now, which can be a good thing. And I think as long as we have that peace and presence, this is a good time to be reflecting on our goals, our intentions, and again, where we want to see ourselves in the next 30 days of the next lunar cycle. Now, the moon's going to be trining up to Saturn, so I think we're all going to be, there's something about discipline today. With the moon trining Saturn, Mercury's also quincunx up to Saturn as well. So there is this sort of awkward, clunky energy when it comes to discipline, especially of disciplining our minds. Maybe today we're having to do something, we're having to work a little bit. And so maybe it's learning how to balance a lot of this Piscean stuff into what we're doing. But it can be a day of taking care of some good stuff, some good business, you might say, and bringing some more organization structure into what we're doing. It just might take a little bit of that extra push to do it mentally and maybe in terms of our communications. But I think allowing change, I think, is the big key here, because Saturn's been transiting Scorpio, which means that the more we are open to seeing change and working with change, the more we're able to work with Saturn. So I think that's a huge element, also being open, transparent, and really tapping into the deeper elements of life as well. So that's the sort of Saturn energy here involving, there is some things I think being taken care of today. Now, Mars is squaring up to Jupiter, and so this is going exact tomorrow on Friday. So there is an expansion of our goals taking place. And I think a lot of us on some level are seeing the open horizons with our goals. And we're being sort of pushed into a new direction, you might say, in terms of our life path. Because Pluto is station retrograde tonight actually. He'll be going station. So over the next 6 months, we're going to be reflecting on the changes that have been made to our life path over the past 6 months. And so the changes won't be as external, and they won't be as what you might call intense with the Pluto retrograde. So it's a time of going within, thinking about the life path stuff, reflecting on it. And so for the next couple days with the Mars squaring up to Jupiter, again, maybe just bringing in a little bit more of this peace and tranquility into what we're doing, but finding that middle path between these goals that we might have, going with the flow, and balancing that with maybe some of these exciting feelings we might have, or this expansion to our feelings, which has been taking place with Jupiter in Cancer. So working with it, working with feelings, working with your goals, expanding your goals, taking action on your goals. Just make sure everything is nice and grounded, because with the square energy, it can sometimes mean that we're being we can be overly optimistic, but we're seeing the positive side of things, and so we want to make sure that we are still seeing it realistically and grounded at the same time, and in this sense, putting in the energy and action necessary to make those goals a reality. So all in all, I think a day of going with the flow, taking care of some things, bringing in a little bit of that mental energy into what we're doing when we can, and continuing to expand, but in that slow way, because again, the new moon is the time of still reflecting on where we're headed. So it's not really an up and go energy time. That'll be next week. And then next week, once the moon starts to fill up, a lot of the stuff that we reflected on or learned about this week will be ready to be put forward into a much more energy extroverted sort of manner. All right, so let's go and draw a card, see what Spirit has in store for us. Okay, Uranus. Well, Uranus is about freedom. And this has been a big role with Uranus scoring up to Pluto. And that is outside of orb now. So maybe this is a reminder to remember that Uranus has been in Pisces. And that's what all this is about. All this whole lunar cycle, this past 4 weeks, has been about spiritual freedom. And when we are going with the flow, we do have that tranquility. There is that freedom that's coming out. And this is a freedom to be yourself. It's a freedom to speak your truth. It's a freedom to let go of a lot of old stuff. Because Pisces, and with the South Node transiting Pisces, it's been a lot of old baggage, a lot of old subconscious belief systems that may have been getting in our way of our freedom. So perhaps this is a reminder from Spirit to step into that freedom. And again, it's a freedom of spirit. It's a freedom of flow. It's a freedom of tranquility. And when you have that tranquility in your life, you'll find this Uranus energy of freedom in your life. All right, so I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Take care.